Good morning, friends. Welcome. My name's Rory Bentley. You join me at a very tense time. The title race is hotting up. Yeah, I'm not talking about the Premier League title race because, fingers crossed, that's done and dusted on Sunday. And the Foxes will claim the crown from the evil, Chelsea. But they haven't really put up much of a fight. But anyway, don't want to jinx anything. But there's another title race going on, and that is the title race for the album of the year. Yeah, the rock and metal album of the year. There's been some heavy hitters already, and we're only in the start of the second quarter of the year, if you want to talk about it in financial terms, which I do. So, yeah, Oceans of Slumber laid out the stall, set the marker down pretty early on in the year. Oceans of Slumber Winter, gushed about that. Whew, it's going to take some knocking off its perch. Frontrunner. Well, in the last few weeks we've had Weezer, which you might have seen I was quite happy about. And then also two absolute stonking contenders come to the fore in the last few weeks. Two ones that I gave a bit of time to digest before passing judgment on, and also because I couldn't be bothered to make a video. But yeah, the first of which is by my good buddy, I don't know him at all, Ihsahn, the former frontman of Emperor. And, you know, if you don't know who Emperor are, then I can't help you. But yeah, Ihsahn, a solo artist in his own right, got about 6 solo albums out now. You know, he's built and carved a career in just experimental metal and just pushing the boundaries beyond all things. So the last album, Ihsahn Arktis, I think that's how you pronounce it, was really kind of off the wall experimental album. So just, you know, elements of jazz that have been creeping in his previous work, but just something that kind of completely went off the map. And, you know, some places it sounded amazing, some places it was quite hard going to get into. I think overall it was really successful. It is something that really grew on me, but certainly, you know, in terms of out and out kind of metal bangers, you weren't going to find many on there. But speaking of out and out metal bangers, Arktis is the new album from Ihsahn, and this one sets out its stall pretty early. This is something Ihsahn said, you know what, I was going for a more kind of hooky kind of approach, as hooky as you can get within what he does, and something that's a little bit more immediate, a little bit more kind of catchy in places, but certainly with a melodic bend. There's a real focus on melody on here, and this is the result. You might have heard Mass Darkness, because it got released quite a while before with Matt Heafy on there. Almost a kind of power metal song. In some ways it's indicative of the rest of the album. In a lot of other ways it goes on a completely different ride. So every one of these songs has something distinctive about them that sets them apart from what's gone previously, but there's got that Ihsahn sound in. I think another thing that he said was he wanted to try all kinds of different things. He had an idea of what he wanted to do for the album, and, you know, what makes you kind of who you are is trying all these different things but still sounding like you. It definitely still sounds like Ihsahn, and there's things on here that are absolutely bonkers, like just off the wall bonkers. And getting straight into that, I mean, Disassembled has a kind of an Opeth sort of riff on it at the start. This kind of like labyrinthine. It wouldn't look out of place on Ghost Reveries or something like that. And then you've got some guest vocals from the singer from Leprous, who was for so long Ihsahn's backing band, Leprous, and another awesome band that you got to check out. But yeah, you know, he kind of pops up with some guest vocals, as he's done quite a lot of Ihsahn's albums. And yeah, it kind of has a massive chorus. You know, some kind of brutally kind of heavy bits on there as well. And then we get into Mass Darkness, which, you know, a lot of you have heard, some very sinister verses followed by a power metal-y kind of chorus, with Matt Heafy on the vocals giving a bit of "Give In!" And it all sounds a little bit bordering on, well, I'd say bordering, it's very much, you know, within the realms of cheese. Fromage was dispensed on this song. And it's by no means my favourite on here, but it has actually really grown on me. And, you know, there's a campy charm to it, and it's kind of fun. And you don't really kind of expect that off of Ihsahn a lot of the time, but like it's a fun song. And then My Heart Is of the North. again, just like another kind of like just really catchy, really hooky, kind of prog tinged thing. There's a lot of Hammond organ on there, and it's built around this kind of like really almost 70s kind of riff. It's slightly more complex than Deep Purple would be peeling out on their classic riffs, but very much sounds like that kind of thing, like doodle doo 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 doo, like all over the place, and it really works. It's again super catchy, a little bit progressive. It's got a 70s hint to it, but there's still that kind of crunch, that black metal crunch. There's not a lot of black metal on here, I must say. Even his kind of lighter work, it's probably his least black metal thing apart from the last album, but there's very much metal at the forefront. And then the fourth track just goes completely somewhere else. It's called South Winds, and it's very kind of electronic based, really. It's very synthy at the start. It sounds like a Marilyn Manson song that never was, and it's just stunning. Like brilliant chorus that erupts out, stomping, kind of that 4/4 industrial stomp that you expect from the very best elements of like White Zombie and Ministry and Marilyn Manson, and it's just a real kind of like nothing I've heard on the rest of the album, and also nothing I've really kind of heard as well. So completely off the map, and it's one of those experiments that, unlike Das Seelenbecken, where some of it was like a noble failure, this really kind of comes off. He really sticks the landing on this one, and then Until I Too Dissolve starts with what can best be described as just like a glam metal riff, like a proper hair metal riff. Again, with a little bit of an Ihsahn flourish and complexity to it. It's slightly more technical, but for all intents and purposes, it's like a glam metal riff. And again, like some brilliant kind of catchy vocals as well by Ihsahn this time. He's not getting the guest vocalist in. He's really stretching his range, and so there's some really kind of great, just like powerful, awesome singing on there, as well as that that throaty, like devilish kind of thing that he does. Track 7, Pressure, is just a real highlight on there as well. It's probably the most kind of straightforward metal song there, but there's still craziness all over the place. There's still hooks in between, some really brutal stuff. And then Frail, again, just makes a really good use of the kind of the quiet loud thing. I hate to call it that, but there is some really kind of fragile, kind of like beautiful vocals, followed by some absolute disgusting brutality. And in any of the hands it could be a bit of a cliche, but in Ihsahn's hands it's a real winning formula. So we really like we really like Pressure. Crooked Red Line, Frail, sorry. The Crooked Red Line is the next song on there, and if you were missing that slightly obnoxious saxophone thing that we've had on Eremitus, the previous Ihsahn album, and quite a few of his albums now, well, it makes a big appearance here, let me tell you. Almost obnoxiously so. After like a really kind of folky, like somber interlude with some lovely, just breathy, quiet vocals. This kind of pretty much erupts like a big porn star coming into the room with a big 20-inch knee knocker swinging about, going, "Yo, what's going on?" So a little bit obnoxious, a little bit bonkers, a little bit, oh, let's throw this idea in there. But you know what? It's fun. Does it work completely? Maybe not. But like, it is something that I kind of enjoy. And I think some albums, their flaws really make them what they are. So there's plenty of kind of like a little bit iffy moments in albums that I really like, just because you build up a level of goodwill when everything else is of such good quality, and sometimes you need a little bit of light relief to undercut serious, like proper albums in capital letters, and that's what that does. And then we get to the final track on the album proper. If you've got the bonus disc, there is another one, Celestial Violence, and not only is it the best song on the album, not only is it the best song I've heard this year, it's just one of the best metal songs I've ever heard. It is absolutely phenomenal, astonishing. It just, again, we get the my boy from Leprous back, who I liked so much that I didn't bother to remember his name for the video. But still, yeah, we get him back, and he delivers some beautiful somber vocals, and then Ihsahn just absolutely tears through. This is like epic. This is on 10. This song kind of builds up to like, it feels like the actual end of the world. It feels like the planets colliding. It feels like stars just like smashing into the planet, and just epic, kind of like screaming opera, just everything all at once. Then it builds back down, and then like the vocals on here, the clean vocals are so just on the verge of tears when he's actually singing it. He just sounds so invested in it, and then he just ends just absolutely just epic, epic, epic. Is the best way to describe it. And epic's an overused word, but if there's one thing I can say about this song, it is epic. Everything that's good about what Ihsahn's done since he's left Emperor, everything that he's learned, every little trick, everything that's enhanced his songwriting and allowed him to push on and create a separation between one of the most groundbreaking, incredible things to happen in all of metal and all of music, and actually say, no, I'm striking out on my own, is contained within this song. And it's just a real cap-off to a phenomenal album. If you get the bonus song, I'm trying to think what the song's called, I can't read this, bonus track, Til Tor Ulven, which apparently is like some kind of Norwegian poem. There's some really ambient piano, there's some strange kind of spoken word poetry in Norwegian, and it kind of it goes in all kinds of weird places. And I think as a bonus track, that's where it belongs. I was not sure about it at first, but now I really, really enjoy it. You know, I think it is something that enhances my enjoyment of this album, but with the weird caveat that it's a bonus track. If it was in the context of the album, I might not actually say it, but I think that's sometimes what bonus tracks can do. It's kind of a way of getting a song out and getting around the fact that, yeah, alright, it doesn't really fit in with the album, but it's on the end, it's a bonus track, so it doesn't count. And I'm willing to give him a pass on that. But yeah, this album, Arktis, is just absolutely phenomenal. It blew me away. It is, I think, the best album of his career. I think it's one of the best albums of the year. And I'm just really just addicted to it because it is so catchy. And you know what? The album I'm going to review next, in a moment actually, I would expect to be the really catchy one, the really bouncy one, but I found this one so much more immediate and so much more easily accessible. That's not to disparage the album I'm going to discuss, but yeah, it manages to be catchy, it manages to be difficult, it manages to be bizarre and conventional at the same time, and it's just another kind of massive leap in an already astonishing career. This guy is just somebody whose work that you follow no matter what he's doing. Like Devin Townsend, as well, he's somebody that no matter what he tries, it sounds like him, but it sounds completely different no matter what he does. And he's somebody who's not afraid to explore and not afraid to be true to himself as an artist, whether it falls on its face, whether it doesn't work all the time, or whether it's super successful. This is not somebody who treads water, and there's not many people like this around, particularly in rock and metal, which tends to be very, very conservative a lot of the time. And it shows you what you can do with the genre. So Ihsahn Arktis just gets my massive thumbs up. I like it almost as much as I like Jamie Vardy. So that, I mean, I probably like it better now he's got sent off, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to be back in one moment actually to discuss another one of the heavy hitters, because you know you've been missing me, and I'm going to make it up to you with a 1-2 punch of content. Whether you actually waste your time watching this or not, it's up to you, but don't say I didn't give you stuff. Okay, see you in a bit.